Well, Infinity Wars is an animated digital trading card game.
Yeah, traditionally, trading card games are like normal cards. You're playing cards with hearts and spades and aces. But in this, you have like monsters and spells. So each card represents a monster or a spell, and you make an actual deck, choosing all these different cards, choosing what you actually want to be in your deck. And then you play it out, and you have like a battlefield, and everything fights out. And basically, like playing cards, but a lot more interesting visually, especially. And then with Infinity Wars, we've gone the extra mile to make it even more visually interesting.
And it's interesting because like trading card games versus other deck games, you get to actually craft the deck how you want it to be.
Yeah.
So basically, every person's deck gets to be completely different, and every game turns out to be different.
Yeah, your deck is really like an extension of yourself. You sit there theory crafting what an awesome deck you can make and all the different strategies, and everyone's always trying to think of new strategies to beat all their friends.
And the other cool thing about trading card games is you can actually trade the cards. So
Yeah.
if you want to make your deck go look a certain way, you can trade a card with a friend so that your deck turns out more how you want it to be. Like turns out to be better, or turns out to be more how you want it to turn out. Actually, that's an interesting point of difference for us because with Infinity Wars, we're actually bringing out new cards every single week. So you'll always have new content coming into the game that you can unlock through different quests that you can do.
Like, well, it's a trading card game. It's also a video game. So in video games, you can do stuff like have quests and, you know, just actually go out and play like a more casual thing where you're not always going in and you always have to round up a whole bunch of friends just to play a game.
No, it's actually not hard to play at all. One of the things we've taken a lot of time and resource in making sure that we've gotten right is being able to have anyone who's played games, even if they're just casual games like Angry Birds, anything with any level of strategic depth, and be able to pick up Infinity Wars and go with it. We take the person through layer by layer on each of the different aspects of the strategy, bit by bit, so that the game unfolds, and after they've done their newbie quests, the person knows how to play.
Yeah, we were just thinking, trying to brainstorm different things. What can a digital card game do that normal cards can't? And then Alfie said, well, what if they animate it? And we're like, oh, that's brilliant. Because, that makes it come so much more alive.
Yeah.
And it just looks cool.
And it was obvious. It was almost like an obvious step for us to take. Yeah, it is pretty hard for us to do that. It does take almost 3 times the production time to make the cards animated, but it is so worth it. Yeah. When it comes to our art and the themes for Infinity Wars, one of the cool things is because it takes place across these different realities, we've got these different themes, these different feels. So there might be an Eastern feel or a steampunk feel, and that'll be the theme for that side. But each side will still have its same, it will still be continuous in the same universe, so you can still feel the same art style through the whole thing. But each of the different themes are so profound, so different that people can actually connect with a specific theme and go, yeah, I love goth, so this is my gothic vampire deck that I've made. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that also one of the cool things, because the whole premise of the world is that there's all these different parallel dimensions that split off from the original. And so you can have things like there's one character who's she's immortal, right? So there's all these different versions of her because she was still alive when the universe got split into all these different factions. And you have things like ancient locations. And it's like in one world, an ancient location could be like really just overgrown with moss and then just completely forgotten. Where in another place, it's like this cultist hangout. And just all the different ways that you can see the same world is evolved. I think it's really cool.
Yeah. So we brought the game to Kickstarter so that we can increase the quality that we bring out of the studio. So with the extra funding that we get, we'll be able to bring in features and more cards, far more than we would be able to do without the funding. We put a lot of thought and consideration into the types of rewards we've got. So there's a lot of exciting different rewards that allow us to give back to the backers for helping us meet our targets and meet our funding goals. So we've got a lot of different and exciting rewards that we've got, ranging all the way from a legendary card that everyone can get who's backing the Kickstarter, all the way through to being able to design cards with the team and get your face on a card. Even having one of every single card in the collection's awesome. Something I would love to have. So we want to send a special thank you out to everyone who's been backing this project. Your pledges have really been helping us, and we're ultra thankful. And
yeah, it just means a lot to us that we get all the help that we can get to really make our vision come alive.
yeah, and we get to deliver the game that we feel you guys deserve, and the game that we really want to make. So thanks a lot.